Can you mute yourself? Also want to make sure that both the video and the all right. I'm going to do this contemporaneously. I know some of you guys are asking, where's my written speech, right? This is getting recorded. We have a limited time to do this. So as a brief introduction, my name is Alex Kodiete. This is my street. That is my father's compound there. I was born here in Ughelli. I'm the son to the late Ototo of Ughelli, Chief Dr. Ekogbe Kodiete. So my full name is Alexander Osondu Ataware Kodiete. Why are we here? We are basically here to talk about the future of Nigeria and address the presidency of the Even in general background, I used to be the chairman of the board in general also with politics governance and vital news. We work for different candidates and different campaigns. But really, I want to just address the issue about the future of Nigeria and what we're asking Nigerians to do. And obviously, we cannot talk without showing the action. So the first thing is, everybody should be able to show your PVC, right? So those of us that even though we are not necessarily here all the time, we took the pain and the effort to get our PVC, and we encourage everybody to get their PVC. So generally, obviously, everybody knows Nigeria has been independent since 1960 from the British, and we're supposed to be the giant of Africa. And people will always say we're sleeping giant. And we have over 200 million population. Our GDP is more than most of the countries around the world, over $200 million or $2 billion, depending on how you look at it. Yet we still have a lot of massive poverty in Nigeria, and it's really not about this current cashless economy. So why are we the way we are into many countries? And I noticed that Nigeria is richer. These countries, they have better infrastructure than we have. So the main issue with Nigeria is really bad leadership. Whether you go from 1960 to the current term, it is about leadership. That is our main problem. We do not lack natural resources. We do not lack human resources. I've been to like 42 countries, and I still tell you that Nigerians are some of the smartest people I've ever met. But again, leadership, like I just came from the UAE a few days ago, and you see what their government is doing with less money than we have. So again, it is about leadership. Today, coincidentally, is the International Day for Social Justice. Yes, we also have economic justice as a problem in Nigeria, but we know that we could be better than this. So we are saying that let's make this a better country for everybody, so that the Nigerians, average Nigerians, don't have to go abroad. The young ladies don't have to leave. We don't have to be dying crossing the international waters, because we have everything that we need here in Nigeria. I can say this emphatically, Nigeria is a very rich country. We have money in this country. It just is in the hands of a few people, and it's managed. So somebody will ask me why Obi, because I've looked at all the candidates, and we went to US, to DC and Atlanta with him, and I believe that he's the most qualified. Of course, I also believe in us being cognizant of the fact that Nigeria is a multi-religious, a multi-ethnic country. It's the reason why we have zoning. The reason why we ask for the presidency to rotate, the reason why we say you shouldn't have a Muslim ticket is because of some of these concerns. So that everybody will feel like they belong. And you cannot tell me that the Southeast are not qualified to provide a president for the country. So forget about maybe what IPOP is doing. The point is that it is the way. I don't want to sound like the candidate for one other party by saying it is the turn. But in reality, they have not produced the president in the current dispensation, so the Southeast. But even if you remove that, the question is, you look at the three front runners, and you have to ask yourself, what is their antecedent? Of course, you have the age issue, but again, whether somebody's a septuagenarian or whatever, or in the golden age, everybody has the right to contest for office in Nigeria. But you have to look at the point that, are we recycling the same system? And you have to ask the Nigerians, you have to ask your question, is your life better today in 2023 than it was in 2015? What about all the promises that were made to you? You did deliver on the promises. So we're challenging, especially the youth. I am impressed at what happened with the NSAS. We're challenging the youth and everybody really to take hold of your destiny. The days have gone by when people want to buy you or snatch ballot boxes. So we're asking you, when you go to the polling unit, you vote, you stay 300 feet away and watch the outcome of the result. No violence, no sharing of money. You already know part of these campaigns, we know the give shishi. There's a little more than that. Vote your conscience, so that at least by, this is 25th for the election, but at least on the 26th or on the 27th, you can look yourself in the mirror and say that I did what I did. Forget all this discussion about structure, party. I'm not talking about party. I think we should vote. Don't be concerned about party. Don't be concerned about ethnicity. Don't be concerned about religion. Vote who you believe will make a better Nigeria, that the Nigeria will work for everybody, irrespective of your race, your ethnicity, where you're from, your religion. Let it work for every single Nigerian, so that we have a better opportunity. So don't, I hear people tell me that, oh, I'm a party person. No, does it mean if your party is producing a mass murderer, you go for a party or a male criminal? So look at all the candidates and go and vote. I've searched for myself, and I have a free conscience, and I know I'm going to go and vote P2B Dati Ahmed for president. When the next time comes for the governorship or your state assembly, you can vote another candidate if you want. But I'm telling you that next Saturday, the 25th, of all the three top runners, he is the most qualified, irrespective of race, irrespective of even age, irrespective of political zone. So please do that, right? And I will take any questions. So I have my PVC, and I'm going to be voting here. This is my polling unit, and I know who I'm voting for. But the thing is this, whoever you vote for, make sure that 4 years from now, you cannot make any noise. You vote for the wrong party. So we're not just asking you to vote for B and forget about it. No, after you vote, make sure that once he's in there, you keep him accountable. Even those who is going to appoint for his minister, his board, make sure they're all held accountable. My guys, days don't pass where we'll just say, leader, I'm loyal. No, it's not about loyal. Hold your leader responsible and accountable, right? So I'll take any questions. Yes. Okay, Polika. Okay, welcome. Yes.
Of course, social media.
Yes.
Background started manifesting its surface. But there's no that there are the protection that people being covered in this country.
Yes.
And that burden of the
Yes. No, I mean, first of all, sorry, have you finished? Go ahead. That's one. Yes, go ahead.
And I see what this one is. We have to
Yes, former governor of Anambra State. Yes, yes.
Today we have seen crime that are castigating him on one area or the other, mostly the present governor of Anambra State, which is
Soludo. Yes.
I don't think this also have on this aspiration.
But let me address the first question. The first question about structure is really actually as a sub question, one which is, has he covered all of the areas? So we have over 700, we have 774 local government areas, right? And 36 states. So when you, and thank God for social media, because social media reaches far and wide. But we believe that he's covered every area that is needed. And we have people that are, I guess, I don't want to use a big word, I say proselytizing, people who are talking about obese candidates. If you find out in the north, a lot of youths are singing Obi Obi. Somebody told me the other day from the north that most of them don't even know Tinubu, they know APC, and they just see APC as the person responsible for their suffering, right? But we have a lot of youths that are already clamoring there. I know obviously the Electoral Act talks about the 25% that you have to win in all of the areas, and we believe that he's covered enough to win all those meet the requirement of the Electoral Act, right? So about the issue about the structure, so I always say to me, what is the definition of a structure? Is it that I have 36 states, I have chairman in all 36 states, I've got 774 local government areas, I have a chairman in all the local government areas, and I have all the wards and all the units I have, you know? But the point is this, that's maybe the necessarily conventional structure of maybe the two main parties, but structure today is a little different. If you look at maybe how Obama won his own election in the US, you see that things are a little slightly different now. And we need to be able to appeal to the youth that see things slightly different than maybe some of us and see the possibilities of things. So I believe that what you call structure, it has to be redefined. Today we define structure as having people who are interested in voting for a better Nigeria, and they will be there in their unit to vote and make sure that their vote counts and make sure nobody is bought on the election day. Now, your second issue about the Southeast, I'm not going to hold brief for Soludo. I know he's also run for office before. This is how I look at it. Just because I'm a Urobo doesn't mean that you should vote for me as an Urobo person, right? And if I'm running and he's running, I don't know who's going to be sponsoring him. I don't know who's going to pay him to try and destabilize my campaign. All I can just tell you is that the Southeast are solidly behind Obi, just like a lot of other sections of Nigeria. You can have pockets of resistance because we're human beings, everybody's going to be different. In my father's household, I mean, I have people in different political parties. So, but I believe he has enough in the Southeast, and he's going to win the Southeast, right? Next question, yes. Yes, yes. For Daily Independent. Okay, how are you, Justice? Go ahead.
My question is,
a party agent. Yes.
When recently stated
yes.
that only the ABC agents of the committee unit.
Yes.
Agent will be sent for any political party nomination.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We not allow the crowd to go near the argument. That's why the issue of killing is very subjective.
Okay, so yes, 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 yes. So let me answer this question. First of all, you know, Obi's campaign is unconventional. We have to accept that first, and it's a little. Actually, it seems like the whole campaign is more than him. It's almost like an energy, okay, and it just happens to be the tool in the middle of the process. The issue about the party agents, so let me tell you, I'm not going to mention the party that actually I belong to, right? Or that I've worked for elections. But do you know, we are all, I don't want to use the word suffering, but we are all under this challenge about the cashless society. Like me now, I have not even one kobo in my pocket, right? So in those days, what the parties used to do, they would allocate money to bribe INEC officials. They will allocate money, obviously, to bribe party agents of the opposing party, and they will allocate money to bribe the security agents, right? So now you have a situation where you're talking about the party agents. So it means to me that if I'm voting for B, I'm not the party agent. In my unit, if I'm voting for B, I'm going to make sure that the result stays what I saw the results to be. So there's no incentive for them to bribe me because I'm not going to take the money. So in a way, not having the party agents in all of the so-called units is a benefit because the real party agents are what we call the agents of change. They're the individuals that are there because they're tired. I asked this last year when I decided to start supporting Obi, I posted and I asked people, I never tire. You know, some years ago, we used to say, our Mumu don't finish, right? But I'm like, are you not tired? Now people are complaining that, I made money, I cannot get my own money out of the bank. But look at it this way. There's not going to be money available to be bribing all those agents. That means if I've got 774 local government areas and I forgot the number of wards, and I want to be bribing everybody, I'm going to be doing transfer all day. You'll be tired of doing transfer, and maybe network will not be there. So in a way, it is to our benefit that you don't have this situation. So, but I just believe that if people do what they're going to, I'm not God, so I don't know what the outcome will be, not even in my unit. But if people do what they're going to do, and those who are in support of Obi, which I believe is the majority of Nigerians, he will win the election. Yes. Okay. Yes. 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 Okay. Okay. Yes. And you will know the result right there, yes. 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 So let me answer the last question first. So our advice to everybody, especially your B supporters, is wait for the result. And INEC has issued a communique that you can wait just 300 feet away so you don't disturb the process, right? You can wait. So please, I'm advising everybody, wait for the result, right? So that you know what the result is in all your unit. I'm going to know my result. When I worked before, even for INEC, we used to post the result in those days on the tree or on the wall of the primary school, right? So wait and get the result. Now, the second issue about OB supporters not picking up their PVC, that is fake news. That is somebody preparing propaganda to hopefully to cheat. There is no way with all of the energy, with all of these youth and the non-youths, right, that they are taking the trouble to go and register to vote, that they will not pick up their PVC. Because when you're picking up the PVC, my PVC does not say my party. Who's telling you that that's Obi will have not picked up their, and I'm telling you it's a lie. It's fake news. Obi supporters are aggressively going to pick up their PVC. And I know that for sure. You know, I travel hours and miles to pick up my PVC. So forget that narrative. Somebody is lying to you. Go ahead. Yes. Some of this what?
Some of these things that we hear.
Yes. Yes.
About what has happened already.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
We see huge sum of money.
Yes. 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 Yes.
We see huge sum of money into billion, from billion to $1.5 billion.
Yes.
And we are value.
Yes.
For what?
Yes. Okay, so obviously I don't know what PDP is doing. I don't know about you're a journalist, so you probably have more facts than I do. But what I tell people, you have to do this based on your conscience. I tell people that really, if you want to vote for Obi and they offer you the money and you're comfortable taking it, take their money and still vote for Obi. You understand? Me, I will not accept the money. But I'm just saying, for some people, take it because the money they're giving you is your money in the first place, or our money. So if your conscience is okay with you, collect the money, put it in your pocket. It's not like, you know, in the days of Abiola election when you line up behind the candidate. We don't do that now. You just go your thumbprint. So we're just telling you, look for Mama, Papa and Pekin, right? And thumbprint. You don't put the money in your pocket, now you leave. That's what I'm telling you. So I cannot comment on the availability of the money and stuff. I know there are things that work in Nigeria that shouldn't work, or shouldn't work that should work. But my advice is on that day, vote your conscience. If somebody is giving you 1 million, nobody's going to know whether you collected 1 million. Just go there and vote. We sit down there and we collect our results. Good. Yes. Well, let's not talk about what. Actually, let's talk first about what made me decide to support him, right? So in 2009, I was a professor in the US, and I had a very active law practice before I came here as a visiting professor at Novena, and then I'm attached to another university in the US, right? But I had a friend that came to Anambra State, I think he's from Enugu State, to make a proposal to Obi. He made a proposal about some project, and Obi, the board didn't accept the proposal, and the guy left and went back to Miami. Obi picked up the phone and called the guy personally and said, I've looked at your CV, and I think my government could use somebody like you. His name is Mike, just to give a reference without giving his last name. Mike came back and was his commissioner and delivered for Obi, right? Of course, when he came back, the typical Nigerian politicians around him were saying, you come when food done ready. Just come chop with. The guy's like, listen, I know what I can make overseas and the less stress. So I not come to chop. I'm here to work, right? So that initially when he told me the story, and then I had taken some people there to Oka to do something, I'm like, this is a guy that is not unconventional, all right? So when, of course, I follow up NSAS, I'm married, I'm a parent, obviously, so I want a better Nigeria for my kids too. I followed up with the NSAS and I just kept checking. And personally, I supported another candidate in 2015, and I supported the current governor in his election. And I met the current president one-on-one in his house in Kaduna. I was in a bomb blast with him when I was making a presentation. I just chose to follow my own conscience on what I wanted to do. When I was examining the candidates, because at that time there was a lot of issues, and I was saying to myself, okay, what can we do for a better Nigeria? Because you don't tire us, you understand? You look at people's pedigree and you say, who should do this, who should not do this? And that's it. I followed up on him as compared to the other candidates. And now, of course, when we went to Washington, D.C. last September in Atlanta, I met him one-on-one, I heard him speak. We now all got on the plane from D.C. to Atlanta. Pat Utomi was on the trip too. And I was just like, this guy is simple. I'm not a big fan of whether you should fly economy or business, because business will know the benefit of flying business when you have a high-level meeting to go to, right? But the guy is not poor. He stayed at the same hotel that I stayed in. And I'm like, this is a guy, and it's approachable. And I decided this is a guy that would, right? So now, of course, at that time, my concern was the conventional thought process of structure. He's in a new, or not necessarily a new, but not a party that is well known. How can we help deliver this guy? And I started watching, and as I spoke to people more, even when we did the sensitization in Asaba for PVC, we spent a lot of money on our own foundation. I don't want to do it to be or something, to galvanize people to register and collect a PVC. Most of the people that I saw, without knowing whether I was going to support to be or not, were like, we don't tire, we want to be. So I just told them, this is the guy. So we just need to make sure we send out the message and then and do our work and leave the rest to God. I've answered the two parts of your question, right? So I believe that he will be. So if Nigeria was Nigeria, guys, Obi will be the next president of Nigeria. There is no doubt. He has the pedigree, he has the antecedent, he has the track record, you know, and the youth want him. You know, if you look at the population demographics of Nigeria, most of the people who are under 25 are a majority of the country, and most of them support him. And this is their country. So in the next, it's like next 8 years, they want to see a difference. I'll make a joke. A young guy that thinks Yahoo boy is collecting his babe or old politicians collecting his babe wants to be confident that I can at least support my babe. A young babe doesn't want to feel like she has to be, to use a better term, Ron's girl or something because of a hardship. When you go to some parts of the world and you see an average girl, she can just go get any job at McDonald's or whatever. So you Bobono go fit on to say, let me pay your rent so you will sleep with me. Or a guy will not feel like I'm going to go and do crime because the infrastructure is there. We just want an enabling environment in Nigeria and let the rest of us hustle. You know, in most parts of the world, first of all, I don't believe that democracy is right for everybody. But in the case of Nigeria, we started with democracy. But when you go to a country like UAE, you see that they have absolute monarchy and it works. You know, the average Nigerian, if they have electricity, good road, security, they can go find a job, feed themselves and their family. They really will not care who is running for president. But in this case, who is running for president in Nigeria is critical because the person who's running for president will determine what is going to happen here because we have the money. So I'm just telling you that under the current condition in Nigeria, if you really want to leave a legacy for your children and a future for Nigeria, you have to vote for Obi. Yes. 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 Yes.
What actually is part, especially the opposing place,
oh, first of all, let me just make a correction. Don't say my party. I'm not here on behalf of Labour Party. Okay? So don't say my party because they will be like, oh, he has another party, another agenda. So let's use that to rephrase the question, right? So you are asking what can be done about the issue about voter buying, right? So listen, people are always going to be corrupt. There's humanity in our nature, human nature. We can do good things or do bad things. We're just hoping that people are fed up. And they know that if I buy you for 5,000 naira, that's an insult to you. I might as well just come and spit in your face and slap you, you know, or rape your family member in front of you, if you really think about it, right? So we're hoping that the people have become fed up enough now that they will like, we know what to do. Because what will 5,000 naira buy you? You could just go, then you will spend it, right? But wouldn't it be better if I gave you an opportunity that you can make enough money that 5,000 and you could even dash with that 5,000, right? So there's nothing all I can do is like, so I'm not holding brief for current President Buhari, but you know one thing that I can say, hopefully, just like Goodluck had a legacy of free and fair election and stepping down, hopefully this thing that Buhari is doing will lead to free and fair election as much as possible. Yes, me now, I want to buy orange, that I wanted to buy paper. I didn't have any naira to buy paper. But I thought about it. 5 days from now, 1 month from now, is that okay that I didn't eat orange on the street, or I didn't pay for my newspaper? Or maybe I wanted to give somebody a tip and I said, sorry, or I'm not going to give you a tip because I not hold cash. So we just appealing to the conscience of Nigerians and telling them that if you want a better Nigeria, you have to vote for P2P. Because the same thing he did for Anambra State, making it better, he would do for Nigeria. All right? Okay? So I'll just summarize and say, please, I'm not here on behalf of any party, any religion, or any ethnic group. I am just saying to Nigerians, and we're spending our own time and our own money to appeal to Nigerians that if you want a better Nigeria, first of all, collect your PVC, right? I hope you've collected your PVC, and vote. Say no to election violence. Say no to people buying your votes. Because we want a better country. We want a better country. Even if you have children in the diaspora, they will come back. They'll be thinking that, oh man, if I come, they will kidnap me for road. If I come, I don't have AC. All those kind of excuses. And I believe that it's possible. My guy, if you see, so let me, like now, Nigeria is a ban on visas for Nigerians to UAE, like Dubai and all that, right? Do you know that the Dubai business people, they suffered millions of dollars in economic loss because Nigerians were not there? Because they know that we have a high purchasing power. It's called PPP when you're looking at what's called GNP. I'm not going to talk too much economic stuff, but GNPP, which is PPP, your purchasing power parity. We have higher purchasing power parity than most of the world. We are ranked more than in the top 30 of the world. So we have no reason to not have money in this country. When the one was making stupid statements back then about it's not about whether we have money or not, or we don't know what to do with the money. It just shows like a lack of vision. Because we have things that we can do with the money, and the B knows things that we can do with our money. Thank you. Professor Alexander Osondu Ataware Akodite. Right? I'm from here in Ughelli. I was born in Ughelli. My mom is Kwale, but I'm here from Ughelli, former Ototo of Ughelli. I was born here. Sorry, do we have? If you have any question on I didn't see any chat on Zoom, but I'm cutting off. Right? I'm leaving the meeting. Thank you.